Hello, FNAF Tower Defense fans. Get ready for the jump scare madness in FNTD 2 on Roblox, where one killer unit can turn a nightmare wave into a clean sweep or leave you buried under animatronics in total panic. Picture Mangle cycling through fast attacks and stuns like a broken radio, while Withered Chica just flaps around doing nothing useful. I'm your token farming, banner spinning survivor who's wiped more times than a rookie in the first stage, cracked up at Toy Freddy's pathetic little shots, and still dreams of pulling Purple Guy to summon an army. We're ranking every unit from S-tier legends to D-tier disasters, full of funny fails, smart team combos, and real tips to crush story mode, push endless, and master the rotating banners. Grab your tokens, summon your crew, and let's survive the night. In FNTD 2, units are your animatronic army. They auto-attack based on damage, range, speed, area coverage, and special abilities. S-tier beasts like Mangle and Purple Guy dominate with high output, crowd control, and boss-killing power. D-tier units like Withered Chica barely scratch the surface. Summoned from the season banner using tokens earned from stages and challenges. Pity guarantees a secret at 500 pulls and a nightmare at 1,500. Upgrade to unlock full potential and enchant with souls for extra punch or reach. Meta teams mix heavy DPS with cash generators like Fazcade. Whether you're a newbie clearing the pizzeria or a pro farming high waves, this tier list is your survival guide. Let's start from the bottom and climb to the top. D-tier units are the rusty rejects of the pizzeria. They're perfect for new players testing the waters with limited tokens, but they'll make you laugh or cry when the real waves hit. These are your early lesson in what not to rely on. Withered Chica starts with slow, weak pecs and almost no range. In an early story stage under flickering lights, she flapped at a couple enemies but got swarmed instantly. No area damage, no stun. She's useless beyond the first few waves. Use her just to learn tower placement, pair with a cash unit to survive a bit longer, and replace her as soon as possible. Next up, Bonnie swings in close with basic melee that barely dents anything. During a simple endless run, he hit one zombie and then stood there while the rest ran past. Single target focus with no utility means he's gone fast. Keep him for the very beginning, upgrade only if desperate, and team with ranged attackers to cover his weakness. Moving on to Chica, she's even weaker than her withered version with slower attacks and zero impact. In a factory grind, she pecked once and missed everything. No area effect or speed makes her dead weight. Test her if you have to, upgrade out of pity, and pair with anything that actually fights. Now for Foxy, he hooks in with slow short-range swings that rarely land. In a starter stage, he lunged at air while enemies ignored him. Terrible cooldowns and no support abilities turn him into a joke. Use for solo practice, upgrade speed if you must, and pair with real hitters to make up for his flaws. C-tier units get the job done in the beginning, but fall off hard as waves get tougher. They're great for mid-game players building their roster, but don't expect them to carry you far. Let's switch to Toy Freddy. He tanks with decent health, but his attacks are almost useless. In a hard story stage, he soaked damage while his tiny shots bounced off. Good for early frontline duty, but he can't kill on his own. Use him to hold the line at the start, upgrade his health, and pair with real DPS to do the work. Next, Withered Bonnie hits a bit harder in melee than regular Bonnie, but still lacks area damage. In an endless factory run, he whacked one enemy at a time while the horde swarm passed. Okay for early close range control, but he's outclassed quickly. Upgrade his speed, pair with ranged units, and move on when better options arrive. Now for Toy Bonnie, he shoots from range with weak guitar strums that barely scratch. In a toy-themed wave, he fired a few shots and then shattered under pressure. Decent early ranged option, but fragile and low output. Upgrade attack speed, pair with tanks, and replace when stronger shooters come in. Moving on to Paper Pals, they summon weak paper decoys that distract for a second but deal no damage. In a story stage, the pals popped up and died instantly. Great for a brief stall, terrible for anything else. Use as decoys in early waves, upgrade summon count, and pair with strong DPS to finish the job. Finally for C-tier, Freddy generates a little cash but contributes nothing in combat. In a money grind, he stood in the back and paid tiny amounts while others fought. Perfect for early economy, useless in fights. Upgrade his cash output, pair with DPS units, and keep him safe in the rear. B-tier units bring solid utility and can hold their own in mid-game. They won't win alone, but they fit nicely into growing teams. Let's jump to Shadow Freddy. He teleports in with stealth attacks that hit hard but miss often. In a mid-level endless run, he blinked in and out, damaging a few but skipping many. Good for surprise damage, bad for consistency. Upgrade accuracy, pair with tanks, and use in mixed teams to cover gaps. Next up, Withered Foxy lunges with a strong hook that covers gaps but has long cooldowns. In a chase wave, he caught one enemy and then waited forever. Great for picking off stragglers, weak in crowds. Upgrade cooldown, pair with area DPS, and use for cleanup duty. Now for Balloon Boy, he laughs to slow enemies with a short stun, but his damage is laughable. In a boss fight, he stalled the big guy for a moment but did nothing else. Perfect for crowd control in early mid-game. Upgrade stun duration, pair with heavy hitters, and keep him safe from harm. Moving on to Toy Chica, she shoots from range with decent speed but breaks easily. In a factory defense, she pecked fast but fell to the first big hit. Solid early range support, fragile in late waves. Upgrade durability, pair with tanks, and use in balanced teams. Finally for B tier, JJ jump scares to stun in a small area but deals low damage. In an endless rush, he interrupted a few enemies but couldn't keep up. Good for boss stuns or wave breaks. Upgrade stun range, pair with DPS, and use strategically when timing matters. A tier units are reliable carriers that shine in most content. They're not perfect, but they get the job done with style. Let's switch to Withered Freddy. He tanks with good health, deals solid damage, and even generates cash. In a hard, endless run, he held the front, stunned with jump scares, and kept money flowing. Great all-around early mid unit. Upgrade health and stun, pair with high DPS, and use as a core defender. Next, Endo-01 summons endoskeletons that fight alongside him, adding extra damage. In a boss fight, the summons chipped away while he held position. Strong support DPS for tough stages. Upgrade summon count, pair with tanks, and use in long fights. Now for Cupcake, he flies above the action, dropping bombs and homing in on targets. In a flying enemy wave, he cleared the sky with ease. Excellent air control and area damage. Upgrade bomb power, pair with ground units, and dominate mixed waves. Moving on to Party Glock Freddy, he shoots powerful Glock rounds and boosts team morale with party effects. In a VIP endless run, he gunned down waves with style. Robux exclusive, but worth it for ranged power. Upgrade attack speed, pair with supports, and lead the party. Next up, Party Packer Cupcake packs explosive bombs that clear rooms fast. In a packed boss arena, he blew up everything in sight. Bundle exclusive, but amazing area control. Upgrade bomb radius, pair with DPS, and use in crowd-heavy stages. Finally for A tier, Golden Freddy teleports in with high damage and a jump scare stun. In a nightmare wave, he blinked through enemies and scared them still. Top tier burst with utility. Upgrade teleport range, pair with tanks, and use for boss kills. S tier units are the kings of FNTD 2. They dominate every mode, carry teams, and make endless feel easy. Let's jump to Mangle. She cycles through attacks with speed, area damage, and stuns. In a story boss fight, she shredded minions and locked down the leader. Versatile, fast, and deadly. Upgrade attack speed, pair with cash units, and place 2 for maximum chaos. Next, Purple Guy summons powerful minions that fight for him, turning one unit into an army. In a boss raid, his summons overwhelmed the enemy while he stayed safe. Perfect for long fights and high waves. Upgrade summon strength, pair with tanks, and watch the purple rain. Now for Withered Golden Freddy, he delivers massive damage with teleport jumps and a strong stun. In an endless push, he jumped in, scared everything, and melted the wave. High burst, great control. Upgrade jump scare power, pair with supports, and use as a finisher. Moving on to Endo-02, he deploys high damage turrets that shred anything in range. In a defense-heavy wave, his turrets turn the lane into a kill zone. Unmatched stationary power, upgrade turret count, pair with cash, and lockdown paths. Next up, Puppet generates tons of cash and stuns enemies in a wide area. In a long farm run, she kept the money flowing and the waves frozen. Essential for economy and control. Upgrade cash output, pair with DPS, and keep her in the back. Finally for S tier, Fazcade pumps out cash faster than anyone and supports the team with buffs. In a pro-endless team, he funded upgrades and kept everyone strong. The backbone of every late-game run. Upgrade cash rate, pair with top DPS, and never remove him.